bitches, welcome back to my channel and welcome to yet another video about everybody's favorite influencer, TikToker, James Charles. How are you doing, Dustin?
Well, you know, same different pile. That's where we're at.
Literally, and I feel like James is in even a bigger and I feel like James is, I can't even say it, bitch, I'm tongue twisted. And I feel like James is in an
And I feel like James is even in a bigger pickle.
No, I was going to say, and I feel like James Charles is in...
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
And I feel like James Charles is in an even bigger pile of currently. You guys aren't gonna hear because I just edited it. I could not say that for like at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, he was giggling. He thought it was funny.
It was a little funny, but James went onto his Twitter and he uploaded that 7 minute 22-second video where he did himself no favors. Like, he said that he wanted to come on there, he wanted to just talk to everyone, he wanted to defend himself about this lawsuit that is going on because there is a false narrative that's being painted against him once again. You notice that it's always a false narrative that is being painted against James. There's never anything that he really takes full accountability for. Yeah. It's always kind of like a brush off, like, well, a little bit.
That's what it always is. And speaking of accountability, we do have a correction to the video that we posted yesterday because a lot of people got upset by it, even though the video was edited and we put a pinned comment. So apparently this person, what's this girl's name? Megan is the one that is suing James.
No.
Okay.
Kelly is
the one suing James. But apparently Megan was the one that made the accusations against FaZe Banks. So it was not the person that we were thinking it was when we read Randy's tweet. So we want to correct that and fix that for you guys.
Yes. I did edit it out of the video, though.
Yeah, it was edited out of the video, but people still made a big deal of it. Yes. And we understand that it is important to get things right. So this is us correcting that now.
So a lot of people are thinking that James, with this video, it was an attempt to divert attention away from all these other allegations that are going against him because people are still talking, maybe not as much, maybe not as loud, but people are still talking about what James did and what James actually sort of admitted to on his video. And I think that he is trying to divert attention. What do you think?
I think that he really stepped on his own foot because I talked to quite a few people that employ people in California and the way that their non-exempt versus exempt works. By him saying what he paid her, it's not going to go in his favor. And I think that he was trying to get ahead of this article that's going to be put out about him because there may be certain things in there that he does not want people to know that may actually be true.
Can we just talk about this for a second? Because one of the things that he made a big point of in his video was this Twitter account that you made a video on. His old James Charles Twitter that was still linked under his very first videos where someone went and the one tweet on it was the N-word and it was towards Jeffree Star. Yeah. It was tweeted in 2020. After your video went live and people started talking about it more, that tweet went away all of a sudden. Yeah. It was gone.
I don't understand. Like, it's almost as if that was planted, and this is totally a conspiracy theory, but James did admit that was his old account, and he said that it was hacked, but it's still linked in his first 2 videos.
See, I'm with the conspiracy theory on this one because in this 7-minute video, he made it a point to say that this Twitter account that belongs to him must have been hacked and someone used the N-word. And now in this article that is coming out, she's trying to say that he would use the N-word around her all the time and that it's false. He doesn't say that. It's a little too strange to me that Twitter is found and now this article all of a sudden is coming out. It's a little too weird. So in my opinion, and this is just me being the conspiracy theorist that I am, in my opinion, I feel like, because he said this lawsuit has been going on for 2 years, he knew some of the ammo this girl would try to use against him. Yeah. And with that, he has this old Twitter. He signed in to do that because you're not going to get me with, oh, it was hacked and someone tweeted this out randomly. Because if you hack James Charles Twitter, any account that has been linked to him, you think they're going to go with one tweet? Yeah. Just to Jeffree? No,
and you know, initially when I was looking into that whole thing, I thought that it was around the time that his main account got hacked, right? And because it was in September of 2019, and I was like, oh, so apparently they hacked the same thing, but no, that wasn't the case because that was a year later. Yep. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, he said that he recovered his account, his main account. He is aware that this other account was linked to him. It may have been a different phone number. So, I mean, it's really sketchy to me for him to say that he had this account hacked. It just doesn't line up to me. That's just my opinion, though.
First of all, why would he not get a notification this account was logged into? And why obviously it wasn't hacked that well because the tweet has been there for so long. He was able to get in and just go and delete it.
Yeah, but
so
now
you think the hacker
suspended.
Do you think the hacker went in and deleted the tweet for him?
I highly doubt that, but no,
I don't believe that there was a hacker.
Their own video now, it's there forever. If he was hacked, like if he recovered that account and got into that account, there's a function on Twitter where you can go in and you can see where your account was logged in from. It'll literally tell you the state and what it's near to. So,
well, in my opinion, it's a little bit too convenient that all of a sudden this Twitter account has been talked about with the N-word and James. And now just a few short days later, he's coming out like this article is going to be released about me using the N-word all the time around this person. It's a little bit too convenient in my opinion.
I feel like that tweet was a red herring to divert attention away from this. And then he went on to try to like deflect from what really happened. And now he knows, like, I want to know who tipped him off on this article that's coming. How does he know what's going to be involved in the article? How does he know what this girl is going to allege against him? How does he know what she's going to say? That means that there's somebody that's within James's camp that is also canoodling. Is that a word? Canoodling with someone else that's on her side. So, I mean, this whole thing is a mess.
Well, I wonder if they've reached out to him because I believe it's going to be Insider that is covering this story. Because after James did the 7-minute video, Kat from the Insider did like a Twitter rant against him, basically like he's lying. And even I think that she said, I don't have the tweet in front of me, but I believe that she said that $75,000 that he said that he paid her was after a raise. So that's not even what it was originally. I don't know much about this lawsuit. I just, however, take what I see on the internet that is given to me with this video that James did. And I think that he did place this to try to get attention away from him because of other things. He doesn't want people associating him with his bad behavior when it comes to boys. And I actually, underneath this, I was scrolling through the responses to his video. Majority of it was negative, but just reading through the stands who even said like, oh, I'm a self-admitted stan of you, James. Like, let me just read you this tweet. And this is exactly why people get away with things like this all of the time, because people are just stupid.
Yeah, I saw a whole bunch of comments of people saying, I can't believe that you would make a video saying all this, and it's a legal battle. Like, you can have an opinion and then people get mad that your opinion doesn't match theirs, so then they're like, oh, I'm leaving, I'm unsubscribing, I'm not going to pay attention anymore. Like, okay, like, you're mad my opinion doesn't match yours. That's all it boils down to. We're all entitled to our own opinions. Well,
this person said in response to his video, what y'all fail to realize is that people make mistakes. People manipulate. James, as a longtime stan that I am, would never do anything as y'all called. Doing research is the first step before labeling people. Do your research. Is it that hard?
Okay.
But my response to that is, let's talk about research, because you're sitting here saying that people should do their research so they call James something. James, the 21-year-old adult, should do his due diligence and his research before he's messaging all of these children out here who clearly have their age in their profile. So if we want to talk about research, little girl, let's talk about research and how James, your little idol that you stand, should be the one that's actually doing that. It does not fall on the people who are under the age of 18's responsibility.
That is a very solid point, because if you're going to say that people are going to talk about James, they need to do their research. Well, why isn't James doing his research on these boys that he's messaging?
Exactly.
Thank you. That's a solid point.
Thank you.
Like, if I could drop my mic and it wasn't on this mic arm, I would totally drop it right now and just end this video like boom.
Well, don't do that. But I think that's why I want to actually end this video, because I think he was trying to use this as an attempt to get people to talk about something else, an attempt to drag the girl that is suing him once again. I still do think that it is, because I did get dragged for this in the comment section as well. I still do think the timing of this article from her is very shady, because if he has been saying all this stuff and she knows about this, then why didn't you say it before? Yeah, but I also understand the argument of maybe there was an NDA, maybe she couldn't, maybe legal counsel was telling her that she couldn't, and maybe things have just gotten to the point where it's like, okay, you can speak to the press now. So I get it from both sides, but in my opinion, I still do think it's a little shady.
Emily makes a good point, because I was talking to her last night about all of this. When you're in litigation, after litigation is like set in motion and you're going back and forth, you're able to say more. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's able to say things now that she wasn't able to say before.
Yeah.
So that may be what it is.
I could see that.
It totally could be what it is.
So with all that said, everyone, please let us know your thoughts and opinions down below. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Goodbye.